Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kailaris, and today we're going to be looking at a Korean game, my first ever Korean cast, between RenieHouR and the STC, who is in OGS, a very reputable clan in Korea. However, RenieHouR is not to be sniffed at. He is a fantastic Protoss player, so this will be a clash of the titans when it comes to Korean gamers. They will be playing on ScrapStation, and ScrapStation offers a wide variety of possibilities, especially since the rush distance is so long. There is this middle path with these destructible rocks, and there is a lot of opportunities for proxying and all kinds of play. The gold down at the very bottom, very useful for people that want to take a little bit of a risk if they want to leave it a little bit away from their main, but we'll see what happens during this match. Anyway, the STC now throwing down his first supply depot, as well as RenieHouR throwing down his first gateway at 10. Quite an early gateway, to be honest. I normally get it at around 12 or 11, something like that. And this first probe coming in to scout around the STC's base. Now, there was a very good point on made by Tasteless on the recent GSL commentary, which was RenieHouR actually had his rally points, patrol points around this base, and that's not as efficient as it would be just to move the probe manually, since there is an acceleration and deacceleration point where every time the probe does reach a rally point, it effectively slows down. So it's very good to kind of manually control that, so you can see as much of the base as possible and be able to keep him alive. Anyway, RenieHouR now throwing down his second pylon, and I imagine he's got his gas up. We will see probably a cybernetics core going down very soon. Moving out of this probe, making sure it doesn't get killed. Very good. And the oGsTC just coming in now to have a look around this base. This first zealot is now out in play and should be scooting over to the base of the STC. And the STC just having a look around with this probe, making sure that RenieHouR isn't doing anything too funny, like hiding anything in the top of his base, etc. The STC now throwing down this factory in this position. I imagine, from looking at where he's put it, he's going to be going for an infantry build, and using this factory for either scouting purposes or bringing it over here and maybe dropping down some Hellions. Very, very strong play if it's not spotted. Throwing down those Hellions there. Anyway, this first probe and zealot are coming into the STC's base, but he does have 2 Marines to fend this off, and they will be able to fend it off. Marines do infinitely kite zealots, pretty much. Although that Marine getting very low, very kind of missed micro from there, from the STC's point of view, but now keeping that Marine stationary while this one just kites this zealot. I'm going to pick off this probe, probably. Yes, he is going to pick off that probe with this Marine. Nice bit of micro going on here at this point. Kiting this one, kiting this zealot with these 2 Marines, and bringing this Marauder out, which will no doubt finish off this zealot when he does realise that it's there. Ooh, almost getting really close there with that. Oh, a second zealot now coming in. The STC does have concussive shells in production, but this zealot taking down that first Marine and then the second Marauder coming out is going to be able to finish off these zealots quite effectively. The STC, RenieHouR is now moving out with a second Stalker, and this factory is landing, no doubt to make some Hellions, as I predicted, but it is spotted by this probe here. Very nice spot from RenieHouR there, and we do see 2 Marines, 2 Marauders even, and 1 Marine coming out now, and RenieHouR moving back with this Stalker as he has realised that there is no more room for pressure at this point. This pylon now going down in this hidden position. I wonder what he's going to throw down there. Probably either a Stargate or something like that. We'll have to see. Anyway, the RenieHouR allowing this Hellion to get out, but he's going to fend it away with this Stalker and a few probes for harassment. Another Hellion coming out now, so nice play from the STC, but unfortunately was spotted by RenieHouR. The STC does have a few Marauders and a Marine coming in now, as well as placing down this bunker, which is going to spell bad things for RenieHouR if he does not sort out this very quickly. Does have another Marauder coming in, and now throwing down his expansion, so we do see a Twilight Council going down there, so probably going to get some blink. these Marauders and Marines now being fended off by these Stalkers, and I think he is going to be able to push it back. He does get in the bunker though, so now it's going to... Oh my god. He's going to have a hard time now dealing with this. The SCV has gone down, so he cannot repair it. I think RenieHouR will be okay in this position. He does have these warp gates now in play, but another Hellion coming into the back of RenieHouR's base and roasting away some of these probes. He does have a few probes attacking it, and now bringing this Stalker back to fend it off, as well as a Stalker and a Zealot warping in to fend off this attack. So nice play from the STC, attacking on two fronts, big harass from the back, and still this factory is alive, still pumping out the Hellions, so really keeping RenieHouR on the back foot here, and now producing a stim pack from one of these tech labs, as well as this command center is almost up. Blink, as I predicted, now being produced by RenieHouR, as well as a few more units coming out for RenieHouR, a few more Stalkers, going to be trying to harass the front lines of the STC with this Stalker micro even, sorry. Few Marines out now for the STC and throwing down a defensive bunker and cancelling that bunker. Just, it was out of position. So putting down that bunker now, and a missile turret going down to make sure no DTs or anything like that come through the middle of the base. Now moving out with these Stalkers and this Zealot, and SCV going down to the gold. Maybe he's going to grab the gold. That'd be very, very detrimental to RenieHouR if he doesn't spot it. I believe he might just be scouting, I'm not sure. Anyway, RenieHouR grabbing this tower now and making sure there's nothing fishy going on here. Throwing down a pylon next to these rocks and going to be shooting these rocks, I believe. Maybe? Or maybe he'll be blinking over them. Very nice. That's going to give him the upper hand if he can micro that efficiently. This factory's still in play, still flying around. Good little factory. He's doing his job very well. A few Marauders down here, lots of Marines in that bunker, and now RenieHouR is going to be moving in probably in order to see this expansion of ours. However, we do see a starport coming down for the STC, and we do see not much else going down in RenieHouR's base. He's sufficiently happy with just these blink Stalkers. Going to be piling on some pressure soon, hopefully, in order to make them completely viable. The STC now moving out though with these Marauders and going to be catching these Zealots and Stalkers opposite guard and picking off one of the Stalkers and going to be picking off these. But a flank coming in with these Stalkers, but I'm not sure. Oh, there is a lot of Stalkers here, and they're going to be able to finish off these stimmed units as quickly as possible, and now blink into those units, and they're trying to get back to the bunker. Some Marines do get back in the bunker, but these Stalkers are going to be way too much for these units here, and it seems like RenieHouR was going to clinch this. There isn't much else that STC can do now. These Stalkers are well implanted in this base now and warping in more units here and blinking across all these rocks in order to reinforce, but it looks like the STC has got no hope in hell. These blink Stalkers are going to rip apart these Marines and Marauders, and it seems that this expansion did not come to any use whatsoever in this game. The Medivac now coming out for the STC, and a few Marines and Marauders, but with these Stalkers in play now, as well as Stalkers reinforcing from the back, I'm not sure that the STC can do anything at this point. This factory just chilling out. It never died. He's a hero factory. Cool for you, factory. But, taking out a lot of these Stalkers now and bringing in more Stalkers. But it seems that this reinforcing is just going to be too much for these barracks to handle. Or barracks to handle even, sorry. Terrible, terrible English. Terrible, terrible damage. And we have more Stalkers reinforcing, and I'm surprised the STC hasn't GG'd at this point. He is trying to reinforce gallantly, but I'm pretty sure that there is nothing he can do. Killing off mules with this Stalker here, killing off more Marauders and more Marines, and more Stalkers coming in to reinforce. So this Medivac's going to have its work cut out for him, and the STC does GG, so RenieHouR is victorious with this superior Stalker micro. So thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this Korean game. It's my first ever Korean game. So thank you, and I'll see you later.